Hey y'all, welcome back to Cliffside Bay, the city of conversion, as we converted from the city of unlocks, as you can see down there in the valley. Looking pretty valley-esque, I guess. So while the whole world is playing Oblivion the Remastered, we are still trying to tackle my kind of hill design, as you can see here, which is evident to what we got done last week. Last week we converted these hills a little bit more to look at something a little like this. There you go, based on about 13% on Beverly Hills, and then it certainly turned into, I don't know, about 86% Franklin Canyon. There you go. If you use your imagination, the canyon should be kind of down here and stretches out beyond there, and this should be a whole ridge of small hills and mountains as mountains go along a ridge. That kind of thing. Now, as you can see, we got a high demand for industry because I kind of like, not that I only kind of like, I absolutely certainly did get rid of all my industry. The reason why I did that was to move my industry all the way down here and to get it to grow in as fast as possible. So what we're going to do, we're going to put the industry back in, which will encourage people to move in. It'll also help out with the, let me go closer here. It'll also help out with the, anywhere? Is there a building here anywhere? Oh yeah, so here we go. So not enough raw material. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do an emergency little thing. We're going to place down lots of industry, little pockets of industry dotting around the commercial as close as possible so they can get their goods straight to these kind of stores. So that's what we're going to do. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do right now. So I might time-lapse this, and then I'll get back to you after that. So there you go, a whole bunch of ugly streets, and boy are they ugly. I just stuck in as many as I could. Stuck in a lot of industry just to have it kind of surrounding these commercial buildings instead of having them all the way up here. Deleted a whole bunch of buildings so we can encourage people to move back in. And this way we can kind of force them to start living over here when we start converting out. And you can see the commercial is creeping in. The industry demand has gone down a lot, so we just got to wait for the residential demand to go up. But as you can see here, because I've given them lots of emergency ugly connections, don't worry about how it looks, it's about how it functions. Now, as I was alluding to earlier, as you can see here, Frank's Gourmet Fish Stick Facto, yeah, it's not enough raw materials, but that is not exactly not enough raw materials. I mean, we do have raw materials because I snuck in a few kind of little pieces of industry. I put a emergency ore industry here, which is filled up really well. Snuck in a couple of forestry industries here. Then I put in some farms. I put this farm back. And they still got the forestry here with a burned down building. Hopefully that'll go back in. So you're getting all the raw materials imported in, but that's not exactly why there's no raw materials. The reason why there's no raw materials is because there's no easy or fast access to get to these businesses, or the businesses then to connect to the commercial zones, that kind of thing. So if you look on here, he's demanding, let me look on this one here, toggle traffic routes, there we go. So this is, so all the trucks are going to be using this route here to get to this business area here. There you go, look, Frank's Gourmet Fish Stick Facto. Follow him, watch his journey. There you go, yeah, so he's using my new ugly access roads, which is kind of a lot quicker for his journey. So the setup time with those stoplights is not that slow, is it? So there you go, and he's going to go all the way around here. You can see all the businesses are kind of saved. Going to go all the way up here, and then he's going to deliver to this little factory here. And there you go, it's now recovered. So yeah, that's, if you ever run into those problems, that's what you got to do. You got to make sure you got fast connections, lots of connections to the industry. And really, The important thing, what you need to do is not have industry like I got here, kind of stuck in one little area. What you need to do is have your industry in little pockets right next to the commercial buildings so they can interact with each other a lot faster. So yeah, let's work on this kind of area here. So what I want to do, as you can see, we got these two kind of strip malls. We got the kind of more picturesque, kind of smaller version here, like that. And we got the bigger version here, which is kind of ridiculous, but it kind of worked its purpose at the time. And that looks like that. There you go. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna convert this one into one that looks a little bit like that. So what I remember is this should be 200 by 720. This button here. Let me have a look. Make sure I'm correct. Yeah, that's 200, and this is. Oh wow, what a memory! First time I got my memory working. So that's kind of cool. So what we're gonna do is, oh look at that. They're kind of not lined up. That one lined up. That one's okay. These are the roads here. Yeah, they're kind of all kind of wrong, aren't they? Yeah, okay, so I'm going to do a whole bunch of deleting. So let's do that right now. There you go, a whole bunch of deleting. So what I want to do is make these the same size as these. Or that's going to help out the kind of suburban area here, because I'm going to be cutting back some of the suburban area here, taking away some of the suburbs, because we need to work on these hills a little bit better than that. So yeah, let's work this out, see if we can get this working properly. So that road would go in about kind of here, wouldn't it? So kind of trying to do it similar. My snapping points on. So we want to go 200. Which is not going to go because it's got a road guideline, which is kicking in just there. Okay. Try that again. Perfect. There we go. Now I can put that street back. Very problematic. Okay, so there we go. So now we know this is how this streets are going to go. Like this. We're going to put another one kind of here, I guess. And these are going to fit in here. So which ones are these? I believe these are these ones here. I could be wrong, could be right. Can't convert it. Okay, let's try them. So what we got? We got this here. We got a path, and then we got a street. Okay, that's going to go there. Perfect. Like that. And then one more like that. There you go. That's working out, isn't it? Perfect. And then do I delete this road? Or looking at that, I delete this road here. This one goes back into there. So let's do that. Shame I didn't convert them into kind of these roads here. Like that. Kind of looks cooler. Or maybe I should put them with trees. I'm not too sure. No, I'll leave it like that. That's okay. Do the same here. There you go. Looks like that now. So let's do the same with this road here. Oh, we got an anomaly here, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I didn't know that. So yeah, let's have a look. Oh, keep pressing escape by mistake. So yeah, let's have a look at this. This is kind of interesting. Not only is this interesting, because the stop is here and they're all lining up there, which doesn't make any sense. Okay. Okay. Let me move that. Okay, interesting. Put that back. Look at them all go. That's pretty cool. How bizarre. How bizarre. Oh, okay. Definitely going to have to work on my transport, but yeah. Okay, weird. That was weird. Okay, so that's kind of cool. So we got that. So where was I? Oh, yeah, look. So yeah, I've come across a bit of an anomaly. Here we go. Let me go onto my paths. As you can see here, I got one set of paths here and one set of paths here, but the rest of them are just one set of paths, as in one set width, that kind of thing. So yeah, that one I kind of overdid the size. Okay. Okay, so we're back on these streets here. So we got this one. Let's go back to this one here. So this one fits in here like that, and this one fits in here like that. There we go. Perfect. We don't need this street anymore. Am I correct? Let me put this road in first. Oh, I messed things completely up. There we go. Then I delete that. There we go. So that's kind of mirroring that. Although optically it doesn't look like it is, but it is. It's all tying in. And yeah, I guess I'm gonna do the same with all this. Yeah, so let's time lapse this. There we go. That is perfect. Absolutely perfect. We got that working. We still got the demand for industry, a little piece actually. Commercial has popped up again, and yeah, the residential demand is popping in, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, let's carry on, not bulldozing things. Let's carry on representing this side over on this side here. So what we got now? We got a whole bunch of these kind of plazas. We've also got a whole bunch of streets that I could also mirror as well to make them look kind of similar, I guess, which would make it look pretty cool. So let's do that right now. So we're going to convert this into this road here. Perfect. Like that. There we go. And then we're going to convert them into those tiny little bushes here. With these ones. So let's do that. There we go. That's looking pretty cool. This one is one with a street with trees. Let's put it that way. So let's convert that. There you go. It's very uniform and very OCD, which is kind of not like what I'm like in real life. So these are these little trees here, I believe. He says looking for them. I think there might be these ones. Let me have a look. Yeah, they're the ones. Okay. There we go. That's pretty cool. What I might do is, because of these ones here, shall I convert these into these ones? Yeah, that kind of ties in better. I like that. That's pretty cool. And then what we got going on here, we got this is a normal one? Oh no, it's the same one. Let's do that. There we go. Final little touches there. Perfect. And then this one is a bigger street. Why is this one bigger? Oh yeah, because it goes all the way up there. Okay. Yeah, let's carry on with this one. We might as well convert that. So that's a bigger street. So that's going to be this one here, I think. There we go. Now what trees have I got there? Oh, these are the young lindens. So let's change them. Yeah, that's looking okay. These ones I might keep all the same instead of converting them into these ones. It kind of ties in with the vibe of this whole street. You got residents moving in. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so yeah, we got that. So what we got going on here? So we got all these plazas. So let's put some plazas in. Why not? Let's carry on with the theme of being OCD. So this one here, isn't it? Yeah, okay. So we got them going in this side here. It's going to be kind of here. Okay, that's cutting into my park, which I kind of wanted to save. Never mind. Okay. So how is that looking? That is, yeah, that's either side, isn't it? Okay. So yeah, let's carry on then. There we go. So I think that's all correct. Yeah, that looks pretty much correct to me. I do like that little park. I forgot I built that. Pretty cool. Now, so what we're looking for is 6 zoning tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we just got to bring the street in a little bit closer. So yeah, what I'm doing is I'm destroying all this, and then I'll be bringing in more demand for residents to move in, that kind of thing. But yeah, I think it's going to work out for the better, I think, because we're going to be able to sort these hills out a little bit better. Shall I pause the game? Nah, I might as well just leave it running. So me putting all the zoning back on these and putting the right trees was a waste of my time. There we go. Got that working. So go back to this one. Yeah, there we go. So as long as I got 6 zoning tiles back, just to mirror that little piece there. And that's where the mirroring's probably going to end. So let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we want to put the street here. A little bit like that. Okay, I'll delete that little piece there. I don't need that for now. I'll put you in there. Oh, we got a whole lot of buildings looking for power. I'll tell you what, I can fix your power problems. There you go, fixed. Okay, let's go back to here. So this road is going to go all the way down. Oh, that's kind of messed that up, isn't it? Okay. Okay. Can I put that road there instead? I probably could. I'll try. Let me try that. See what happens. You go there like that. And then you're a bigger road. Let's go for this one. And you go like that. That works. Okay. So as you can see here, I kind of had different styles, different sizes of commercial buildings. So let's do that right over. Oh, they're kind of ugly. Never mind. Yeah, let's kind of do that here. So I want to do little different versions of buildings. I'm not too sold on this actually. I might have to change the street around again. Okay, so yeah, let's put this here. So let's go for maybe a 4 here. And then maybe a 4 here. Do a couple of 4s here. Let's go for 3 4s this time. Like that. Get rid of you. Hopefully they move in. Oh, look, there you go. Moving in straight away. Let's go for a couple of 4s here. No, let's go for some 3s. So that's a 3 by 4. Let's do the same here. Or a 4 by 3. Go for 2. Yeah, that seems to be working out okay. Let's go for, let me see. Judging by that, I kind of had them stopping kind of here, didn't I? Okay, yeah, let's try and do that. Do a similar kind of vibe. Okay, so that's working out really well. So what I want to do is help the power jump to these kind of places here. So yeah, let's start doing that by putting in some residential buildings. So if I remember rightly, what I did is I did some little designer little things here, but I did put in a couple of it. Yeah, I did put in a couple of residents just to help with the power jumping. So let's do that right now. Do a little kind of park design there. Like that, and let's put all these in here. There you go. That's working out pretty well. Loving that. Loving that. So there you go. I'm happy with that. I think we got that all nicely done. We got Dino or Dino oil. I can't remember how they pronounce it in the commercial, but yeah, there you go. It looks like that. So yeah, this is the vibe I'm going for. A kind of similar kind of bunch of strip malls on this side as we got on the other side. Looks like that. Pretty sweet. Not as sweet as that. My word, that's kind of big and ugly. It's big and ugly. But yeah, I'm kind of happy with what we've got going on here. Here we go. So yeah, what we're going to do later on is detail all this like we got here with the... Wow, a lot of people are using... Oh, we got that stop anomaly again. Let me sort that out while I can. There we go. Problem solved. Yeah, that was very interesting. Okay, at least they're picking up all the people here. So this kind of side of the street's pretty cool. This one is, I don't know. It's getting there. It's getting there. Definitely going to have to work on my traffic. So that's pretty cool. So let's work on this area here. So what I want to do is I want to take away this street here. And this, like that. There we go. Perfect. And see if we can, let me delete that piece there. And that piece there. Do I need all this? I might leave that little piece in. Yeah, I might leave that in. Let's see. I've changed my mind. I'll leave that little piece in. There we go. So what we're going to do a little bit of smooth. Oh, look at that. That's kind of bumpy. Do a lot of smoothification and try and make these hills look a little bit more kind of believable. Is that a word? Can we go with believable? We're going to go with believable. So let me see. So is this on wide? Let's make sure the max strength. Let's go medium. So what I want to do is kind of go down a level each time. Kind of like that. Like that. And then we can get kind of buildings kind of moving in there. And we're going to go down another level like that. And then what we want to do is I'm gonna slope this one from here to here, I think. Pretty cool. It's gonna work out really well. Let's do a bit of smoothification here. It's kind of lumpy and bumpy. Yeah, I might change this one around. So what we want to do really is to get this to be more convincing, this to work from the top downwards. That's my kind of thinking behind that. So maybe we could put in a couple of stores here and there, because we got the demand for stores, make them kind of tiny. So this is going to be, yeah, okay, so let's put a kind of store here and here. Get them connecting to the power we got jump in kind of here. There we go, that's what we want to do. There you go, absolutely perfect. This one, I'm going to delete this one. We don't need this one. This is kind of weird having that there. Turn you into a residential, I think. Looks probably fitting a lot better. Now, do I need to put a cul-de-sac in here? I think we might be able to get away with that as it is. Yeah, I think we might be able to get away with that. But let's fill all this in. But what I want to do is fill all these kind of streets with cul-de-sacs and as many houses as possible, and then put a lot of trees, that kind of thing, because that's what it looks like in Franklin County and Beverly Hills. You got all these kind of houses just kind of marching up and down these streets here like that kind of thing. So yeah, let's put in another cul-de-sac if we can fit one in. There you go, it's starting to look a little bit more authentic. There you go. So what started out as probably one millionaire mansion on the hill overlooking all this began to be kind of plagued with buildings everywhere as they ran out of room, that kind of thing. Yeah, I guess the land value is a lot higher up here because you got a better view, that kind of thing. So yeah, we got that going on. That's pretty cool. So let's see, a bit more shaping of the land. I think we could get away with maybe, yeah, shall I? I don't know about this. This is kind of interesting. There you go. So yeah, I think pretty much this episode is just me trying to kind of come up with little ideas and street designs, try and get it to tie in and look a little bit more convincing and not be too kind of steep, that kind of thing. So let's do a little piece here. Gonna flatten that out like that. There you go. And cut away into there. Gonna smooth this out like that. Just get people moving in. And then we're gonna smooth that out like that. And have a couple of houses living here, that kind of thing. And then we can smooth this up here. And then what we want to do is I'm going to slope this one from here to here, I think. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to time-lapse this because it's going to be very repetitive and very boring, I guess, for you folks. So yeah, what I'll do, I'll time-lapse all this and we'll see how it looks at the end.
Okay, there we have it. I'm kind of pleased with that. Yeah, I think that's going to be my final setup, my final street structure, that kind of thing. I've done a lot of smoothing on the hills, as you can see here. It doesn't look like I've done a lot of smoothing, but I really have. It's really hard to try and make things look really convincing when you got such a short space of land to work on, and you got the hills that's just so high. They're just so high. So yeah. So let's see what we can do now. So yeah, I think all we need to do now really is start placing down the houses, and these ones have come up pretty well. I like that. This one here, I'm not too sure about this one. Is not the kind of design I'm looking for, the vibe. Yeah, I think this is, these are more the flavor, these ones here. That kind of thing. Maybe that one, okay, yeah, I'll go with that, that's all right. But yeah, these are kind of more inner town kind of houses, I think. So yeah, I think we're just going to carry on like that. We'll probably put in a few, let's go back onto this one here. We'll put in a few kind of properties here and there like that, and maybe a couple of stores to encourage a little bit piece of growth and some service buildings, that kind of thing, and hopefully we'll get that all fleshed out. So what can we put here? Can we put a service building here maybe? I'm not too sure. I don't know. We could put a path here, so I think we'll leave that little area here. So let's just put one more little store like that, and that's fine. And we'll put some more. I'll put properties here or stores. I might put a little collection of stores here actually. Just like that. There we go, that's fine. Then we can have a path going in there during the detailing. And now let's start placing as many houses as I can. So this is looking okay for houses here. I'm okay with that. I'm trying to really go for a kind of a certain size. I don't really want any tiny ones, but definitely want to go for some 2x2s. They'll be okay, but I don't want to go any smaller than 2x2s. There we go, and we got a whole bunch of houses we can put in here. And here, now I'm not going to put houses on this side because it's going to cut into the landscape a little bit too much. And let's put some houses here. Yeah, the bigger the zone or area, the better it is, I think. This is going to cut into the hill, so we're going to take them away. In fact, I'm going to take all of these away. I don't want to cut into the hill too much because it'll look a little bit unrealistic. Here, yeah, this is fine. So yeah, I think it's pretty much do this all the whole way through, I think. Maybe I could put a service building in here. Yeah, let's go for a medical center. I like this one because it's kind of got that kind of little corner vibe. It kind of fits in corners. Okay, this is all coming in well. Yeah, okay, we got that one popping in, so we can get that one in there. Yep, that's looking good. Okay, let's see. Can I put in a couple of stores up here? Now, the trouble is, when you're putting stores up here, it means the trucks have got to go a lot further. So let's put a couple stores maybe here. Like that. And that should be fine. And what I could do is, this is oh yeah, okay. And what I can do, just to break it up and say this is where the store complex finishes, we could put a path kind of here. Like that, there we go, and then you can have this as a little kind of mini shopping complex. There we go. So yeah, I think that's okay, and then we can put another service building here. Let's go for a fire depot. I don't know, this one? Maybe we could stick that one. Where does that look like that fits? It looks like it might fit there. Yeah, I like the vibe of that. That looks okay. There we go. And these are little cul-de-sacs and streets for big millionaire mansions, so to speak. So that's going to be a 4x4. So hopefully that's going to go into something big, and that's an isolated street just for this one building. There you go. So obviously this guy's got a lot of money. And then shall I put a building here? I think we're going to get away with putting some houses here, that kind of thing. So yeah, I think this is the vibe I'm going for. And do I want houses cutting into here? I think we can give them a free pass cutting into the hills, because what we can do then is cover the backdrop of the backstage with trees. Give that a bit of detailing. Let's take away that piece here. So yeah, I think pretty much the rest of this build is me trying to find ways of placing the buildings where they look convincing and try and fill up these streets so it kind of takes away the impact of this ugly kind of takes away the impact of these ugly streets on a once beautiful hill. In real life, this is actually a day later, so I'm still catching up with things, and maybe I've got my voice back. I was starting to lose my voice yesterday, so I kind of quit doing it. There you go. That's kind of standard with me. I pick something up for a while, I have a good go at it, and then I walk away, and then I come back to it later. It's kind of good for the soul to walk away from things, get fresh eyes, come back on them, and then tackle them, and then easily win them over. Now, this looks like a good area to put a police department, but it's looking a little bit kind of lumpy and bumpy. Can I put a road there like... Tell you what I'm going to do. Let me see if I can take that down to the smaller size. See if I can straighten this little piece up here. Like that. God, like, see if we can make something with this. And then, can I fit a road in just here? I can. It kind of flattens things out, so that might work. And can I put a police department in here? Which version shall I go for? Will that fit in? I will, but that's going to make a... Oh, I don't know. That looks like... Yeah, that looks okay. Yeah, we'll go with that. That's fine. Now, let's see if we can put some buildings in here. Maybe I can put a store, fit a store in here. Let's take away the zoning from this street here. There we go. Now we got... Oh, that's kind of weird, isn't it? What happened there? That's kind of weird. Let me put that back in. Although I do like the fact we got those barriers there. That is, I think I've just discovered something real neat. I like that. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I'm leaving that like that. What a happy accident. I wish I could do that with the rest of these. That's kind of cool. Wow, that is really cool. Could I do that? Oh man, I really want to do that now. That is amazing. What I'm going to do, I'm going to save the game and see if I can come up with doing that thing while we had there. And while I'm at it, let me give you some temporary power. So you got oh no, you got the power. So what's going on? I guess you're not. I guess you don't have enough power. Let me put another one of these up here, just for now, until it's all connected properly. There we go. They were running out of power. Let me put another one up here. Eventually, they're going to be connected right down here, and that'll be fine. Okay, so yeah, let me see if I can come up with turning this into a proper mountain road with all these barriers, because that is pretty cool. I like that. That is really cool. So the best way to do that, I think, is maybe if I kind of flatten all this out here. Put that on max. And medium, like that, and flatten that all out. Take that all away. Like that, that's fine. Now what happens if I change that road around? Change to this one here. Look at that, that works. That is perfect. There we go, and then all I need to do now is put the land back. And so let's do that. Look at that. That is looking pretty sweet. I like that. That's pretty cool. Let me do that. Fill that little piece in again. There we go. That looks beautiful, doesn't it? I like that. We've finally got some proper quality barriers. I like that. That's really cool. Yeah, that's perfect. So how about here? No, this is all fine. Yeah, I'm now looking for places where I can put in barriers. Maybe here. We could do one here. This could turn here. Let's do that. There we go. And then replace that with any old street, and maybe that'll work. There you go. You got the barrier, and then we can put the land back in there. And then we'll smooth it out here. There we go. Gap is now filled. Perfect. That's really sweet. Yeah. That is a beautiful discovery. Beautiful discovery. I think we need to do the same here, don't we? But what if I replace the road right now? No, okay, so we got to definitely do the same thing here. So let me do that right now. And all I'm doing is that I'm right clicking on here, try and raise up the land to this level here to get rid of the bumps, which is kind of working. And then I can just smooth it out from this side here. Like that. There we go. So yeah, that's perfect. I like that. Bring this little piece out here, just a little stretch. There you go. That makes it look a little bit safer for people traversing over here. Do I want to put a barrier here? I could. Yeah, I think we could put a barrier here as well. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look for some places where we can put some barriers, and I'm going to do that. So let's do that right now. There we go. I think we are finished on that. Let me have a look on here. Looking a little bit kind of strange, the textures and all that. But yeah, we could cover it up with bushes and foliage, that kind of thing. Maybe I should do a little piece of raising here just to try and block out that little thing we got going on there. Put that in small. That's small. That's perfect. Right click up here to raise the land just gently there. There we go. Perfect. There we go. So yeah, I think we're done with the barriers. So I snuck one here. There you go. Looks like that. Kind of an unusual lumpy texture there. Maybe I could sort that out. I didn't see that, so let's sort that out right now. Bit of smoothification. There we go. Perfect. Anywhere else? We'll find out in a second. There we go. So yeah, put some barriers here. So that's kind of an odd shape, but I like that because it makes it look natural. Put a little place here for a store, so that's going to be cool. Here, I don't think we need barriers. And I don't believe people be reckless running around here. I'll put some barriers here because it looks kind of cool. There you go, like that. And where else? We got one. Got a couple here. There you go. We got one. We don't have any here. We got this one here. Pretty cool. I see a little piece of a gap. Let's fill that gap, people. There we go. Gap filled. Anywhere else? I should have put one here, shouldn't I? Tell you what, no, I'm okay with that. Let's let these people live on the dangerous side. Here is fine. Anywhere else here? We got the barriers, of course. These are the original ones. And I think that is about it. Did I do any here? I did not. I should do one here, shouldn't I? I think I should do a barrier here. I think I should do one here. Here is fine. Yeah, we're okay with that. And this is all fine. Okay. How about here? Here's fine. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think it's just here. This is the only place. There you go. That was pretty easy, wasn't it? Hardest thing is not replacing the streets with barriers. It's trying to get the mountains to fit to the streets. There you go. I guess that's a kind of a lesson learned from nature. Nature's telling you, you don't fit the land to the streets. You fit the streets to the land. In other words, respect the typography. That's what it's saying. So City Planner Plays was right after all this time. He's finally convinced me. Let's move you out a little more like that. That's perfect. There you go. I think that's the last barrier we're going to put in here. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, I think we're done on that. So let's carry on trying to fit in these buildings and make sure they got power. This one's popping in. Okay, let's put in some houses here. I'll tell you what we're lacking. We do not have any parks. I think we need to put a park or 6 up here. Even though I got my pretend parks, which I'm going to be laying down later, I definitely think it's time to put in some miniature ones if we can find them. Tiny is best. This one's kind of small. We can fit that one in. That's okay. We can cover the backdrop with trees. Hopefully that'll kind of solve any kind of weird terrain issues. Just like that. It's kind of weird. Those trees are a little bit big. What I can do is just go for a smaller version. Like that. It's kind of more convincing on the outline. And then we can put in some kind of grass cover. Fitting over the park. This is pretty cool. Looking for a bigger shape. Oh, this is the big one. Look at that. That is perfect. I like that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's looking really good. Yeah, so that's what you can do. You can cover up all the kind of strange ugliness of the foliage and the trees and that, which is what it's like in real life. You go to Google Earth and you look at any image and you do the street view, it kind of takes away all the foliage and the greenery and it looks kind of ugly and plain. It looks a little bit like that, I guess. So yeah, so all you got to do is cover up the ugliness, is put the trees here. As it is in real life, all the ugliness is covered up with nature's beauty. So yeah, I'm kind of happy with that. It's looking really sweet. Let me put in, shall I put some stores in? I might put some stores in because we got a little piece of demand for stores. Put a store here, like that. Maybe I put a bunch of stores here. I'm going to take away the zoning from this street here, like that. And that means we can get buildings growing where I want them properly. Put another store here. And another one here. There we go. And I think we just want one last one there. That's perfect. That's going to help. Let's get rid of that. Get those buildings popping in, please. Place another unusual looking building here, and maybe we can do, I don't know, I think that might be fine. Let's watch the power jump. Actually, we can get the power jumping just by putting some buildings here. Like that and like that. That should be absolutely fine. There you go. That was pretty easy, wasn't it? And some of these little mountainside kind of buildings look pretty sweet anyway. Like this tiny one here. This is Art Deco. It looks like Art Deco to me, but it kind of fits in. This one's not so much. It looks more townhousey, but I'll be okay with that. So there we go. I'm liking this right now. This is an unusual design. I kind of like it though. Kind of fits in. Yep, that's starting to look pretty sweet. Yeah, I think what we'll do another little time lapse of watching all these buildings go in just to see what it looks like. I think it's going to look absolutely beautiful. So let's do that right now.
Okay, there you go, folks. I managed to let things grow in the background. So what I've done, I've completely covered all this in as many buildings as I can. That kind of thing. I put in a few stores here and there. Did I put any parks in? What is this called? This is... oh, this is called the Tropical Garden. I put a Tropical Garden here. This is kind of a greeting center. A few little stores here. So, yeah, I think we're absolutely done on this build. As you can... let me show you the zoning. As you can see here, lots of small suburbia, a few stores here and there to help out with the people wanting to live here. Yeah, hopefully we're going to get a few kind of luxurious looking mansions. Like that. That's absolutely perfect for this area. As you can see, I connected the road to this business center here, a few little stores here, expanded on the wind farm, put a couple of paths here, that kind of thing. So yeah, apologies if this episode is just me slapping things down and watching it grow, because that's all you really could do with this kind of build, really. I mean, all we did really was deleted a whole bunch of businesses, and then we snuck them back in as we had a high demand for business. You can see here. Put all this back in. Did an emergency build over here, snuck in the ugliest road you've ever seen. It looks like someone is playing the game for the very first time. I've seen some of the pictures of the people's first creations. It kind of looked like that. Because people back then didn't know what they were doing. And trust me, I know what I'm doing, but it doesn't look like I know what I'm doing here, does it? There you go. So all that was to kind of get away all the warning messages. And as you can see, they're all gone. I don't have any warning messages anywhere. But yeah, as you can see, the whole city is now saved. Apart from this guy here, and this guy here, and this guy here. But yeah, you can see it's all working out pretty well. So there you go, folks. What are we going to do? We're going to leave you with a little piece of detailing, which is me throwing down a bunch of rocks and trees, as you can see, kind of here, as I've already done in previous builds, that kind of thing. So yeah, what we're going to do, we're going to beautify these hills to make them look a little more prettier and more representative of Franklin Canyon and the Beverly Hills area, that kind of thing. So yeah, I'll get back to you after I've finished all the detailing. And there we go. I do believe we are done. Although I'm going to have a last look at it and make sure that we are done, because I might not be absolutely done. Yeah, I'm kind of pleased with that. Kind of pleased with that. Is there anything else I can stick in there? Oh, I got a couple of these I could put down. These look all right. And maybe one of these cottontails. There we go. We are done. That button there we go. So it looks like that is my Tranquil Gardens. Maybe if I can take a screenshot of that. So as you can see, I went overkill with the trees, but in real life, that's what these places look like. I mean, from here, it looks like too much, doesn't it? Doesn't look like too much. So in real life, it would look like that. It doesn't look too bad, does it? I wish I had a first-person camera mod so I could actually walk across here properly. Can I do that like that? I can, just about get away with it. There we go. So yeah, that's what it would look like in real life. So it doesn't look that bad. It's just that from above, it looks absolutely obliterated in trees. And like I always say, we never really look at the land from that high up. So there you go. It looks kind of cool, doesn't it? I'm loving that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Look at that man. He's pretty fast with the walking stick. Beautiful, beautiful. You can obviously see a lot of these buildings have leveled up to the max. That's why they're kind of looking all modern. Man, that is a pretty good cinematic camera journey. Keep going, keep going. That's obviously a library, and then we're going to go and walk right into a building. Where did we get to? We got to here. That's not too bad. Not too bad. So that's what it looks like from above here. Absolutely obliterated with trees, isn't it? There you go. So what did we do today? Today we did a lot of emergency fixes for the city, which means I haphazardly, randomly, and quickly smashed down as many roads as I could. As you can see here, they are absolutely ugly. They look like somebody's first ever city, but I didn't care about that because all this is going. All this is going to go, but all this was placed down here just to keep some of my taxes coming in, which I'm still making a lot of money. I'm over 4 million, that kind of thing. As you can see, he says pressing the wrong button yet again. We cleared out a lot of residential and commercial just so we could encourage the RCI meter, which, as you can see, is still a lot of people are demanding to move into the city, that kind of thing. So we did that so we could encourage the RCI meter so we could start filling in the houses here. Now, if you remember the strip malls, they were absolutely giant and lots of concrete, just like any normal real city. But yeah, what we did is we copied this side over here, kind of. And I did a few little extra details. I'm not sure if I put that on the time-lapse video, but did a few little details here and there, as you can see there, like that. And I made enough of those adventure parks, I think. Here it is. Is this it? No, this is the tiny one. Here it is. There we go. Found it. Looks like that. There you go. That's to match the one over here, which has got a different design. There you go. So there you go. So we did all that. So that's pretty cool. And then we finished up tidying up the streets, giving them lots of extra cul-de-sacs. There you go. And then we placed a whole bunch of trees. There you go. And as you can see, I finished off the lower gardens for the people that, oh, they're using it. They're using the bridge. That's pretty cool. Wow. Awesome. Yeah, and as you can see, I finished off these lower kind of, what are these? Botanical gardens, maybe? Something like that. So we finished that lower one down there. And up here, we finished the teardrop. And as you can see, I went for a kind of simplistic design because I thought there's just too many trees. There really is too many trees. So I just went for a simplistic design, and it looks like that. There you go. On accident, I came up with this kind of road with a barrier, which is absolutely fitting for these mountainous kind of treks. There you go. So we came up with that. So that was pretty cool. I kind of stuck that as many places as I could, wherever I thought the roads were precarious, as you can see here. And And yeah, this is supposed to represent the valley part of the build. As you can see here, there's a giant hill goes down into the valley and more hills, that kind of thing. And that looks like that. It's pretty cool. More cul-de-sacs. Try to fit in as many buildings as I could to make it look as authentic as it is in the real life place. So there you go. So that's pretty cool. And then over here, we finally finished off the Modern Art Museum, which is the Mammon. Yet again, I kept it simple. And also, I connected a road here, and I put in, oh, this is absolutely ugly. Let me get rid of that. I was hoping that would level up, but it hasn't. Let me get rid of that. So where was I? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I put in another little piece of industry here. I'm going to make you historical straight away. There you go. You are absolutely perfect. Oh, wow. That looks like one whole entire business. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so yeah, what I did is I put this little piece of industry here just to help the city because playing City Skylines 1, you got to have lots of little pockets of industry near the commercial zones. You shouldn't have them like I've got over here, isolated, because it just doesn't work. I think I need to change my shadows around. So yeah, so I stuck that there. Where is it? Yeah, I stuck it there, and I gave them this kind of interlocking road so they can go up and down here and help with the businesses around here, which is why my whole city is absolutely fixed. So there you go, everybody. So I hope you enjoyed that one. Next week, we're going to be working on this whole area here. Maybe this area here or this area here. We're definitely going to do a proper downtown with the rest of the landmarks and unique buildings, and we're going to finish off all this area here. And then we're going to do another little build on the mountain here. There you go. So in the meantime, everybody, sincerely, take care of each other. I do like that garden, and so do they. Yeah, in the meantime, everybody, sincerely, take care of each other. Have a really nice day, and I will see y'all